Mm, Now I'm talking about the perfect tenses. We have three perfect tenses: present perfect tense, past perfect tense, and future perfect tense. What is a perfect tense? The action which is already completed, but there is no time. Suppose we have already told you that helping verbs, be forms, have forms, do forms. In past perfect tense, we'll use have forms: have, has, had. Have and has. These two we will use in present perfect tense. These two we will use in present perfect tense. Had we will use in past perfect tense. We will see. Suppose we will take any one example. Present perfect tense. Present perfect tense means suppose the action is already completed. The action is already completed. If anyone asks you, if anyone asks you, have you seen the movie? But they are not asking when you see the movie. They are asking when you see the movie. They are asking have you seen the movie? Suppose I have seen the movie. I have seen the movie. I have seen the movie. Suppose I have seen the movie. Here, ha, when su when subject suppose she has seen the she has seen the movie. She has seen the movie. Suppose I have seen the movie. Suppose you can try to remove this word. It will ask for spelling correction. After have, the third form of the verb need to come. S- See, what is the verb here? What is the verb here? We have used here. Here we have used a see. See, it will ask for a correction. Just we can do see. It will come as seen. How it will recognize? After have, we have to the last form of the verb. See, saw, seen. This is the third form. This is the third form. Third form of the verb we have to write here. This is the present present perfect tense. Suppose I have seen the movie. I have seen the movie. She has seen the movie. Suppose he has seen the movie. He, she, it. In these three cases only, we have to write has. Or in all other cases, we have to use have. They have seen the movie. Suppose, suppose you will put here I. Suppose put equal here I. It will ask for correction. See, have. See, this is very simple. It's asking for a correction. Have. I have seen. How it is recognizing? How it is recognizing? How it is recognizing? There is a correction, spell correction. MS Word document have these things. It is saying that how it is. We have one rule. We have to follow that rule. See, so that reason it is correcting. See, see, I put she. It will ask for correction. She has. She has seen the movie. There is no time sense. Suppose is there any time you have seen the movie yesterday? There is a specific time. There is specific time. Suppose if anyone asks you, have you seen the movie? Did you see the movie yesterday? Did you see the movie? Did you see the movie yesterday? Did you see the movie yesterday? Did you see the movie yesterday? You have to tell like I saw the movie. I saw the movie yesterday. I saw the movie yesterday. Suppose they haven't asked you when, well, suppose you don't want to tell you, like when you see. They have asked, did you see the movie? Did you see the movie? Did you see the movie? There is no time whether it is happened yesterday, a day before yesterday. There is no time. At that time, you have to tell, I have seen the movie. They haven't asked you when you see the movie. They ask you, have you seen the movie? You have to say, I have seen the movie. I have seen the movie. There is suppose this you want to convert into a question. Suppose I have seen the I have seen the movie. Just how you will convert, just nothing you are doing. Have, just take this sentence in front of this. Have I seen the movie? Have I seen the movie? Just not, you're not doing anything. Have I seen the movie? It will ask for question mark. It will you are converting that into question mark. Then suppose you want to add any questionnaires in front of have. What? What have I seen the movie? Suppose you can put where have I seen the movie? Where have you can put like this questionnaire is what, when, where, how. You can add any questionnaires in front of that. That is very simple. Now we have converted present perfect tense into a question. Simple. I have, suppose when subject is third person singular, and so what is subject the he, she, it. This is the third person singular. In this case, you have to use has. In other case, you have to use have. I have seen the movie. The action is already completed. The action is all. See, I have done the work. Suppose you have to say, I have done the work. You have done the work. Suppose they will come and ask you, when did you when did you completed your work? I completed yesterday. Suppose you can say, I completed yesterday. They're asking time. When did you complete it? I completed yesterday. Suppose they have asked you, there is no time since have you completed yesterday? It is already completed. Have you completed yesterday? Yes, there is no time. They're asking whether you are completed today, whether you are completed yesterday, whether you completed in 1947. They are not talking about the time. In this case, simply you are completed. You can say, I have completed. I have seen the movie. That's all. I have seen the movie. In this case, we can use this is the present perfect tense. Suppose now I am moving to past perfect tense. Now I am moving to past perfect tense. See, this is the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense means we have to use had. Past perfect tense. The action is started in the past, completed in the past itself. Now we am talking about the past. Here I am talking about the present perfect tense. Here, there in helping verbs we have forms, be forms, have forms, do forms. Have forms have, has, had. Have, has are present forms, had are perfect form. Had, had. See, had. This is the past perfect tense. See, here there are two past actions which happen one after another. Past perfect tense means it is completed in the past. It is started in the past, completed in the past itself. Suppose the train had left the platform. I had written the letter. So you are telling that you are talking about the past. In past, that action is already complete. I had written the letter. They had finished their work. Here, there is no you have to use after I, after you, after we, anything. She, it. There is no condition here because there is only as like simple past tense. Simple past tense we use only did. There is no condition over there also. whether it is she or it is a he, that third person singular or first person singular, you have to use it as like here also you have to use past perfect tense also you have to use you had is a past perfect form. See, here you have to use suppose it it suppose two past actions which happen one after another. One after another. Any action which is happen first we have to write in first the first action. Suppose before before I reached the before I reached the station, the train had leave left. The train had left the train had left the platform. This is this sentence is in this sentence will make it as another color, bright color. See, see before I reached the station. I reached the station. This is in which sentence? Simple past tense. This is the train had left the platform. Here there are two actions. This is the subordinate class. Subordinate class is in simple present tense. Main class in past perfect tense. Before he reached the station, the train had left the platform. What is the action which is done first? Train had left the platform. After that only, before you reached the station, this is the action done in first. The train had left the platform. The train had left the platform. Had left the left the platform. Here, what are the verbs we have used here? Reached, reached. All these three forms are reached. Reached. Sorry. See, leave, left. Third form. Third form. Go, went, gone. See, go, went, gone. Like this, we have to use. This is the third form. Third form. So before I reached the station, the train had left the platform. Before she had passed BA. Suppose you want to say she had passed. She had passed MCA. She had passed MCA. She had passed MCA before she got a job. Before before she got a job. Before she got a job. She pa Why it is correcting? Sorry. She had passed MCA. This is the action. This is the action is all done in first. She had passed. She had passed the MCA before she got a job. Before she got a job. Before she got a job. This is in she got a job. This is in simple present tense. This is in past perfect tense. Already you knew that in past perfect tense, past we had is we had we need to use a helping we need to use a had as a helping verb. She had passed MCA. Anyone or user had already, which is that action is done in the past. You have to use had. She had passed the MCA before she got a job. Before I reached the station, the train had left the platform. Before I reached the office, all my colleagues had left the office. When I reached the station, the train had started. Before I arrived, I had written the letter. After we had finished our lunch, The guests came to our house. Like this, like this we can tell. This is the past perfect tense. This is very simple. All perfect tense. Present perfect tense we have to use have has. When we need to use have, when we need to use has already you know. And see now we have completed two tenses. Present perfect tense. This is the most important tenses. While speaking, you have to use in regularly. We have to use these all the tenses. Speaking, we can speak any kind. While coming to the writing, it should be the some difficulty while speaking. Now I'm talking about future perfect tense. Future perfect means it shows completion of an action by certain future time. Certain future time. Suppose certain future time means next August, by next year, by next year, like the certain future time means certain future time. Certain future time. This is future perfect tense. Suppose it will form with shall have. We'll use shall have or will have. Shall plus have. Here we will use only here see only past perfect tense we'll use had. In remaining all perfect tenses we'll use have only. Shall have. Here we will use have. Have, and after have we will get a last form of the verb. Suppose go, went, gone. The last form of the verb. Suppose suppose take one example. Before before he reach the before you reach the before you reach the station. Before you reach the station. That before you reach the station, the train will have leave left the platform. See, see before you reach the station, you reach the station. This is in which tense? This is in simple present tense. You reach the station, the train will have left the platform. This is future perfect tense. Means certain future time. It is such a certain future time. So he will have left the place. This action will done. But in future, but at certain future time, you have to mention like by next August, they will have built the dam by next year. They will have built the dam by next August. Means this certain actions at the time we will use before we reach the bus stand. Before we reach the bus stand, the bus will have started. The bus will have started. You are talking about the future. You are talking about the future. Future. If there is a certain future time. At the time we will use this one. Certain future time. We will use shall or will. Shall or will plus have last form of the verb. Third form of the verb. Third form of the verb. See, before you reach the station, before you reach the station, this should be in simple present tense. This is future perfect tense. This should be in simple present tense. See here, Past perfect tense, before I reached the station. See here, before you reach the station. Here there is subordinate clause in simple past tense. In future tense, subordinate clause in simple present tense. Before you reach the station, the train will have left the platform. Will have left the platform. Before you go to see your grandfather, he will have died. He will have died. He will have left the place. He will have left the place. It is not happen, but it is done. It is 100% it will done. Suppose you are talking about you two friends were talking together. They said that before before we go to bus stand, before we go to bus stand, before we go to bus stand, the bus will have left the place. The bus will have left the bus will have left the place. They are talking about certain future action. It will happen. It will complete it. Before you go to bus stand, the train will the bus will have left the place, left the stand. Anything. So certain actions, certain future time, it will happen. Suppose they will have written his second letter by next August. They will have written they will have written his second book by next August. Whenever you use will have, will have, will have written, they will have written, they will have written, he will have written, she will have written, I will have written my second novel. So I will have written, I will have written my book next year. Next year. This is the way. This is the way the future tense is. This is the future tense. Suppose that you are talking about certain future before you go and see him. In any of them you will talk. We are talking about the future before you go and meet him. Before I go before I see him. He, before I see him, he will die. He will died. He will have died. Before I see him, in subordinate clause and be simple present tense. See him, before I see him, before I see him, he before I see him, he will have died. Suppose before before she before she be, suppose before I see him, he will have died. Like this we can. This is the perfect tenses. This is the present perfect tense. This is the past perfect tense. This is the future perfect tense. What is the present perfect forms? Have, has. What is the future past perfect forms? Had. In we will use in these past perfect tense and future perfect tense. Mostly we will use in clauses. In the subordinate clause, in past perfect tense, in subordinate clause, we will use it. Two actions need to be done, which is one after another. Suppose, see, before I reach the station, the train had left the platform. How you will tell this into simple future tense? Before before I reach the station. Before this is now I'm talking about this is the past perfect tense. Now I am talking about future perfect tense. See how I will convert these into future perfect tense. Before I see remove this, remove this. Before I reach the station, the train, the train, the train remove the train will have. I have to use will have, shall have. Will have left the platform. Before I reach the station, the train will have left the platform. This is future tense. Just you are changing few things. It is converting into the future perfect tense. Suppose before I reached, before I reached the station, the train. See, remove this. The train had left. The train had left the platform. The train had left the platform. See, nothing. Subordinate clause in simple past tense here. In future perfect tense, subordinate clause in before you reach before you reach the station, the train will have left the platform. This is the perfect tenses. All these three present perfect tense, past perfect tense, and future perfect tense. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching the video.